Let's create a baseball card report. Once you are signed in to Performance Matters and you're on your dashboard, you're going to go to the left-hand side where it says Reports, click on it and choose Baseball Card Report. Baseball card reports are wonderful for getting individual student information. Once you are here on your Performance Matters Baseball Card Report space, you are going to see that there are many options for assessments. So we are going to choose the assessments that we would like to see the information for. So my first folder is state and local by subject. So I'm going to click on that, and you're going to see that there are a bunch of AIR exams. So I'm going to choose my first one. Once I click on the folder, it expands the options, AIR English Language Arts. And then you are going to see that I have scores dating all the way back to 2016 and all the way up to 2025. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click next to our scale score 24-25, and you're going to see that that is going to place the scores into our report builder. Now let's say I want to have a comparison and also want to see the 23-24 scores. I can click on this one as well in order to have both of those scores visible. Now the first thing that you're going to notice when you look at this baseball card report is that we have all 3,364 students listed on this report. You will see that some of these students do not have scores, which means they have not taken this assessment. So the first thing we want to do is we actually want to get rid of those students who do not have any scores to compare. How we do that is by using this color-coded system. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to click in the white box. The white box indicates that there is no score. So I'm going to do that for both of the exams, and I'm going to apply the swatching. So you will see that now I only have scores from students that have taken the exam, and that is 1,140 students. Now that's still quite a lot of students. So what we can do is we can add a student filter. So I'm going to click on the student filter, and I can add a filter based on demographics, geographical, early warning indicators, or custom student filters. I also can save filters. So if I know that there's going to be a filter that I'm going to use often, I can select all those items and then click Create New Filter, and they will be saved up in this area over here. So for today, I'm just going to choose the current grade, and I'm going to choose my 9th grade students, and I'm going to click Apply. And what that's going to do is it's going to limit it just to the 9th graders, and I'm going to have 223 students here. Now, perhaps I want to show a little more information in these columns, so I can go over to my Manage Columns, and I can actually choose additional items to add into my report. So perhaps I want to know if any of these students are gifted, and maybe I want to know what course they took or what course type they're in, so I could choose that, or perhaps I want to know their gender, and I can choose any of these items to show within the report. So I'm just going to choose if they're gifted. I'm going to click Apply, and you will see on the left-hand side it'll now have a new column called Gifted. These little color items are representative of the scale of the score. So if you are looking at the red, that means that they are well below. Yellow is basic proficiency, green is proficient, blue is accomplished, and black is advanced. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to minimize, I'm really only interested in my lower scoring students, so I'm actually going to turn off my high achievement and my regular achievement students, and I'm just going to apply that swatching. And you will see now that I have all of my students that didn't score that well on the exam, and I'm now going to be able to see if they increased from the previous year or if they decreased from the previous year, and then that will give me some information about maybe what I need to do in order to help them obtain a higher score. So that is essentially a baseball card report. The last thing I want to show you is that I can do a comparison chart. So that's just going to show me this chart over here. And I can, do different types of graphs as well as select student attributes and so on and so forth. And I can also download this report, or share this report using a link. Thank you and have fun making some baseball card reports. Let's get started creating a scoreboard report. A scoreboard report is great for group data. It's going to be especially helpful to principals and administrators in order to notice the trends that are in the larger data for their schools or for the district as a whole. To create the report, you're going to do the same exact steps. You're going to log into Performance Matters, go to the left-hand reports, and click on the scoreboard data analysis report. This is going to bring you to your scoreboard screen. It looks very similar to the baseball card screen. However, you're going to notice that where previously it had the students' names, it currently has the schools' names. The way that the scoreboard report works is that it starts at the top, the highest level, which is the school, and then continues down to the teacher, and then goes farther than that to the class, and then to the student. So we're going to do this the same exact way. We're going to choose our state, local by subject exam. We're going to choose the Air English Language Arts exam. And we're going to choose our 24-25 and our 23-24 items so that we can have a comparison. So when we do this, you are going to notice now that it's giving the overall score analysis for the entire school or for the entire district. So you will not see scores for ECC or Falls because those 2 schools did not take this exam. We're only seeing for our 3 schools in the upper grades. We can also add a student filter on any single level of this, but I'm going to do it at the root. And we're going to do the same student filter as before and use our 9th grade to filter out some results. So now we're only going to see our Olmsted Falls High School as well as our Olmsted Falls City School District as a whole. Now, when I click on the little arrow, it's going to drop down, and instead of seeing student names, you're actually going to see your teacher names. From here, you can drop down and view their class, and then if you drop down again, you can view the students that are within the class. This is going to show you the scores over different years, as well as the breakdown of the scores by teacher. Just as a side note, if you are a teacher signing in and doing a scoreboard report, you will only see your students and your school. You will not see the entire district. And if you are a principal, you will see all of your teachers. And if you are an administrator, you can see all of the schools. This is a great tool in order to see the trends that are happening in the scores overall, and also to help you to make adjustments and assess for the following year. Have fun making those scoreboard reports. Thank you, and have a wonderful day. In order to create a student detail report, we take the same steps. We log into Performance Matters, and from the dashboard, we go to the left-hand menu and choose Reports and select Student Detail. From this area, you will be able to select any student by searching in the top area. You can type in the student's name, and then that is going to give you their demographic information, their contact information, their schedule, attendance, discipline, early warning indicators, their grades, as well as test results. So we can see our state test results here, and we can see additional scores from other tests that were not state tests. So this is a great snapshot of student information. Teachers, you will get the same information by clicking on one of the student cards in your dashboard, but this is a great way for principals and administrators to look up a specific student.